Welcome to a special bonus episode of Sports and Songs Podcast. I'm your host, Dan. Today is April 16th, 2022. This episode will be a 2022 USFL Week 1 preview. The league starts today. Now, for those not familiar with it, it's a spring football league, professional football league, mainly comprised of folks who didn't make it in the NFL or college players that would like another chance to get on the playing field. It's kind of like the XFL, very similar, 10-game season, regular season games. Here's the teams for this year. There's only 8. 8 teams. Things kick off today. It's a 10-week season with a 1 week of playoffs and then a championship game. Everything's kicking off today. Today you're going to hear all the excitement. USFL, 6:30 things kick off. Remember, for these games, tickets are $10 for adults. Kids 15 and under get in free. They'll still need a ticket, but the tickets are free. They're trying to get fans in the seats. They're trying to get fans in the seats for these games. They're all taking place in Birmingham, Alabama. The entire 10-week season will be played at 1 or 2 stadiums there in Birmingham. We'll get to that later, but tonight, tune in. 6:30 kickoff for this first game, Generals versus Stallions. Tomorrow, Sunday, triple header to kick things off. There's only 4 games every weekend, and typically they play 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. They may even throw in a Friday night, but the schedule is only set for the first two or 3 weeks of the season, and they'll make it up as they go. These teams are in different cities. 8 different cities around the U.S., 1 including Birmingham, but all the teams will fly in for the games on the weekend. All the games will be in Birmingham, Alabama. So the games kick off. All these games will be on TV as well. 11 o'clock. NBC, 3 o'clock game will be on USA. FS1 will cover the evening game, triple header on Easter Sunday. Once again, this is professional players. Here's the broadcast team set up for the year. Some big names in there, some not so familiar. But every game will be on TV. Remember, the games will also be staggered because they're only playing in one city. There will be no games ever in the season that overlap. There'll never be a game going on at the same time as another game. Now, the location of these games will be taking place at Protective Stadium, newly built, opened in 2021. It's a 45,000-seat outdoor stadium used for soccer, football, and the World Games. The stadium was built for the World Games. In fact, it got pushed out a year. But Birmingham is hosting the 2022 World Games. The main venue, Protective Stadium. So this is new. This is set, ready to go. It got pushed out a year due to the Tokyo Olympics being pushed out a year. This will be the opening and closing ceremonies, and some of the events will be held at this brand new stadium. Stadium is in downtown Birmingham. A great view here, aerial view of where that stadium sits. And for those wanting to go for week 1 or any of the games, there's a good view of the stadium as well. Newly built, University of Alabama, Birmingham will play their college football games there. In fact, they started last year, 2021, as their primary home football venue. Across the street is the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, if you get a chance to get in there as well. For the first 4 weeks, I believe, every single game for the USFL will be played at this one stadium. Once the season moves along and there's wear and tear on this field, don't know if there will be, it's artificial turf, but they're also going to use Legion Field, Legion. An old time, I think it's 95-year-old stadium, also in Birmingham, to take some of the load off this field here. So once again, USFL kicks off. The season will start. Only 8 teams. One is Birmingham, that's right here, right there in town. The rest will fly in, spend the weekend at the game, fly back home to practice and prep for the next week. Once again, 6:30, things kick off tonight, April 16th. It's going to be on Fox and NBC. I think it's the first sporting event ever to be televised on 2 nationwide networks simultaneously. And then we get the big triple header on Easter Sunday. The season will wrap up with the championship on July 3rd up in Canton, Ohio. They'll play that game at the Hall of Fame Stadium for the NFL, because this stadium is going to get ready for the World Games that start July 7th and close on July 17th. So the world's eyes for sports for the World Games will be on Birmingham for that 10-day period. Once again, this is USFL Week 1 preview. Always be sure also to check out our other events on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and our blog for various sports for our weekly shows. Once again, my name is Dan. Today's April 16th, 2022. Thanks for listening.